Hey everyone, this is David with Keiryu Rod Company, and here I am in Japan at a fishing store in Kyoto, the Max store, and I just want to give you a sense of what these stores are like. One thing to see in this store is physically it wasn't huge, but it is absolutely packed to the max. Tons of lures, spinners, hard baits, soft baits, jigs, you name it. Also, there's some happy folks there. I noticed a lot of emphasis on saltwater fishing. You know, they had Red Sea beam, very popular fish there. They did have the bass and the trout sections with all your traditional spin gear. And then we get to our section, the fixed line section, Keiryu, Tenkara. Not huge, and yet it was still very robust with a lot of accessories, a lot of brands, as you'd see. I wasn't sure if I was going to expect something bigger, but the one thing I will say is it's professionally done. I spoke to a staff in this particular store, and I could tell that they were knowledgeable about the products. And that's something that I have not experienced in the US, even in stores where you do find they carry it. It's somewhat of an afterthought, not always, but there's just a different approach, different tonality here. So let's jump into this section and let's see what we have here. So we're starting off here. You can see there is the Keiryu rods there at the bottom. You got a lot of different accessories. At the top, you have some carp rods, some more Keiryu rods. Then over there, the section is Tenkara. I'll get to that in a second. Here's just a closer look at those Keiryu rods. And then we have the Keiryu rigs. We do carry some of these, like the yarn marker rig. That's phenomenal. You can take off that hook, and it's a great nymphing rig. Here is Tenkara section, and it's not huge, and that's kind of typical. It's definitely not as big as a subcategory versus Keiryu. Keiryu is larger in Japan. It's hard to put a number to it, but I would say it's probably over 50% or close to it. And I will say Tenkara, I think, is growing, and I've heard that from some guys, and I think partly because of the American influence. So that is interesting. I was happy to see that they had the Keiryu rod there, one of my favorite rods. They also had some entry-level Nissin rods that were good, some Chinese rods, which surprised me a little bit, but they're going after a lower value price point. Up here we have some Hera rods. We also have a Keiryu rod. I saw this particular rod here is from Gamakatsu. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's a Keiryu rod. I almost bought it, but boy, it was well north of what, $700 or so. So I didn't. It's just opportunity cost is high in that situation. Here is a carp rod, a 7.2 meter rod. Really nice. Hard to get these. Hard to get the Japan premium rods imported because their just production is so low. Here are more Keiryu rods. We have a Karen-san Sui rod right here, fine mode. That's, a standard, basic, great all-around Keiryu rod. We carried a 2A Yuzan, which is a little bit more, a little finer. Here's the accessories. I see a Tenkara Mini over there. We have level lines, Sunline, which we carry, and then we have flies, which are great. We have the Kabari flies, the lantern-style flies. I also saw that there was more flies and rigs below. I see some worms. I see some squirmy worms, some other kind of wacky looking stuff that looks cool. This is a Pal's Kabari, and I picked this one up. I picked a few boxes of those up. Here we have the complete kit with the line holder set. And lastly, I'm going to end over here in the micro fishing section. This is so cool, and I just want to buy a bunch of these because they're compact, they're small, you can fit them everywhere, and you can just go fishing anywhere with them and catch these tiny fish. So I don't know, it's really cool. This brand I never heard of, RGM. It's called Rooster Gear Market, yeah, and weird name, but kind of some cool looking stuff. I'll leave you here with a few more outtakes. This is in Tokyo. This is the shelf set in Tokyo.
Mostly sold out.
And it was a little more sparse. We talked to the staff there, and turns out, seasonality now it's not seasonality. So you're seeing some gaps in the merchandising. Here's a bunch of Hera rod or carp rods, Hera rod, same thing, a salmon rod with a discount. Here's a Chinese product, it was only $44. Sensui is a great fly shop, very high reputation. They did have a very small, but pretty well, some nice Tenkara and Keiryu rods. So that's going to wrap it up. All's good. Tight line, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.